At this point, we just have to wait and see what happens by the end of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. There's definitely a couple things we can predict that we assume are safe predictions for where the characters go, but otherwise we really don't have much of an idea. So next up, let's talk about a potential Season 2 from the actual director of Season 1. So during that midpoint of the first season or series of WandaVision, we got interviews with people over at Marvel Studios, and then we found out from Kevin Feige directly that multiple series are currently planning follow-up second seasons, but they don't want to reveal what ones because, as always, things could change, but also this could be considered spoilers, and I 100% agree. So with that in mind, recently the director of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Carrie Skoglund, was asked about her approach to the first season, setting up some things to come down the road, and a potential of a second season. And she said that there's nothing that she feels like she didn't get to do in the first season, but again, she's not aware as of right now about a season 2. And this goes back to something that Kevin Feige recently said, where it's one at a time, and we'll approach it in that way because things could always be changed and things are always flowing in different directions with different ideas, but they do have more stories to tell with these characters, and that's exactly what Carrie said. At this point, it's this season, let's get past this, let's see what's next, let's see what happens with these characters in other projects, and then let's move on past that. And as she says, this is going to be something that's a continued part of the conversation, referencing these characters specifically, how far they've come and where they're going. So there is hopes for a season 2. The director said she hopes for a season 2, but again, right now it's out of her hands. And this is something that I believe she's telling the truth on. I don't think this is one of those interviews where they're lying and they know a season 2 is happening, because it's one of these things where if you look at it, we don't know what contractual situations some of these actors are in. We don't know what's happening behind the scenes with some of these agents and what they're trying to ask for more money, or what plans they have for Avengers, let's say. Or what if, for example, Falcon, his next appearance is in like Miss Marvel, and then we don't see him again till, oh, I don't know, somewhere down the road, like 2 years from now, or maybe 3 years from now. Well, how are you going to do a follow-up season if we don't know what the character's next step is beyond just the first season? Again, they don't want to spoil anything, so they're sitting on some stuff, but also Marvel Studios and Kevin Feige haven't told the people making these shows everything, because they're still trying to figure out the pieces and they don't want spoilers getting out there, and things could always change. I mean, we saw this with Spider-Man. How quick was he ripped out of the MCU by Sony? And then it took about 3 months to get him back. So I'm not saying something like that's going to happen, but there's always got to be contingency plans in case somebody pitches something interesting to them. Like tomorrow, somebody could walk into Kevin Feige's office and go, "Hey Kevin, check out my pitch for a Punisher reboot." And he's so blown away by it, he goes, "Yep, we're doing that next. We put Captain America on hold for just a minute. We're going to do this." It could happen, and that's sort of the story here.